So just a real quick demo of the cockpit that I have. This is designed for Airbus, obviously, and uses many of the wing control devices, FCU, both sides, EFIS panels, then AGP, obviously. Then I have a Boeing 737 pedal still here, which I will hopefully soon replace with something more Airbusy. But so far I've been able to fit this stuff here. So wind control MCDUs, then the ECAM panel, throttle quadrant or thrust levers or whatever they call this, with the engine switches. The new RMP, so far only for captain side because I didn't have space here enough. Then speed brake, parking brake, flaps panels, and the transponder. Then a couple of other panels from Santiluip, dimmer panel here and weather radar panel over there. They run over mobile flight, those two. Then I have this brake accumulator instrument also from Santi. It's nice, it's backlit and all. Then there's one monitor that has these engine warning display and ECAM standby, artificial horizon or SD, and then DCDU display over there. It's rather small, but it's nice because I get the load sheet from Tolis to there, so it's easy to fill then the MCDU. And then I still have the co-pilot's ND visible over there. And then from sim cages, this glare wing panel, it's also backlit, which is nice. And obviously these master warning, caution, and all of those, they have a backlights, or rather the buttons are lit when something happens over there. Then primary flight display and ND, slightly bigger monitor. I have resized the instruments to be exactly 15.8 centimeters squared, which should be the display area of modern Airbus PFD and ND. Little bit of empty space on top, but that's okay because with the glare wing panel, or rather just part of it coming from here, then it's not obstructing my view, even if I decided to make the full glare wing. Then I have the wing control Airbus Orion rudders over here. This hand mic, which is kind of neat, from German ATC from Frankfurt, I believe. It's working normally. Then I have one external loudspeaker here because I like to fly many times without the headset, so I can hear the ATC from that loudspeaker as well. Almost forgot, I have for now I have an iPad Pro for the overhead. This is running via Pilot's Deck plugin for the Stream Deck, and custom made overhead panel. It's completely functional for what it is, and it's really nice to use. Then still there's the Moza AB9, this force feedback joystick base, and I have made a profile of my own for it, trying to replicate the exact unit as close to possible. CN-Tech captain side stick, which I absolutely love. It's very well built. feels extremely good and solid. And then I have the RC Tech or RC Sim, I don't remember anymore which one was it, their tiller, which is also a backlit, but the backlight here is not adjustable, so it doesn't react to my backlight settings. They do have a newer unit which has adjustable backlight, so I guess one day I will maybe upgrade that. It has the pedestal or the nose wheel disconnect button as well. Then I have an iPad here for the Navigraph stuff. This is really good. When you have the subscription, you can find everything that you need from here. And then I guess that's about it. I have custom made the external view to be something that's, let me put that one there. So this is the view that I use for takeoffs and landings. It's having that kind of horizontal field of view that makes it very, very close to what you see on the real plane, what you see out the window. I'm not trying to replicate that kind of field of view that you get out from some of the calculators that are online that kind of approximate how far from the display, which is, by the way, 50-inch TV, how far from the TV or display you are sitting, and then it calculates the maximum field of view that you would have out the window from kind of taking that distance and your visual field into account. I'm trying to replicate the part of the cockpit that I would have directly in front of me when I was sitting in the real plane, with all the kind of the physical instruments and other stuff that's in front of me. For some sightseeing and maybe early approach, I use this little bit wider view because then I get to see a little bit more in front of the plane. Maybe trying to simulate something like looking across the glare shield or whatever. This is the normal view. I have 75 degrees of horizontal field of view in this one. It works really well. You get the correct side picture for landing and takeoff, and the runway looks correct and not this kind of I don't know, compressed view which looks really funny when you have the field of view too wide. Then of course the lighting, somehow picking up a lot of light, so floodlight here works. I have a Philips Hue LED strip. It gets really bright if I turn it full. This is nice because I like to have some kind of actual light in the cockpit, especially when we get to the autumn months. You need all the light that you can have, and you don't want to go putting the ceiling light in the room on every time you need to look at something. And then of course the backlights, this intake light, main panel and pedestal. Obviously I don't have a main instrument panel yet, so this is working as it should. So it's dimming all the backlights, including the MCDUs and including the glare wing and AGP and all of the backlights associated with them. And then finally I still have a dome light behind me, kind of little indirect light system, also from Philips Hue lineup. So I can use this dome light here. Now it's on the dim setting, and then for bright, so the room gets really lit up. I think in the winter months the dim will be plenty enough. So let's turn that off. So this is the setup for now, and I guess next step will be getting the either SimWorks or even Scalarchy Airbus pedestal, so I can fit all the ACP panels that I don't have even one of them because there's simply not enough room. And then, you know, the other light dimmer, and then this weather radar panel is on the wrong side because I wanted to have these dimmers here. It's more convenient like that. So that will be the next step, and then I guess after that there will be the wing control overhead. No idea how I'm gonna mount it. So this is now mounted with a monitor arm with the VESA connectors. It can withstand 20 kilos, which should be enough for the overhead, but I don't think that this setup will work for that one. And then if I get it installed, then probably after that I really need to start building the main instrument panel and basically get rid of this desk, which has served very well for the past 5 years in building all kinds of variations. I used to have a 737 setup. It wasn't as nice as this one is now, but it has served me well. Then one thing that I forgot, I still have 2 stream decks here. I need to have some views, quick looks, and then if I wanna escape to the passenger cabin, I can use these view buttons, and then obviously the front view. And then if you get failures, you need fast access to the entire overhead or any of the 3 circuit breaker panels, which I unfortunately still have to use them by mouse, but it is what it is. And then there's the slightly larger stream deck still. This one has a couple of useful things, obviously the Discord audio things, but then because I don't have a trim wheel here yet, I need to use these for setting the takeoff trim. CPDLC page, close and recall, and then scrolling through the CPDLC or the DCDU pages, they are over there. Overhead integrate backlight. I don't have enough rotary encoders here now anymore, so I need to use buttons for that for now. And then I use obviously with Explain better pushback and X checklist, which I use all the time for the Airbus, so I can use these buttons to bring up the checklist for the next phase, and so I don't have to have any paper lists, and it's kind of automatic sequencing once you complete all the items, and then you can go, you know, back and forth and close up the list when you need. What else? Okay, some random buttons, ATC message over there, and some brightness controls for the standby artificial horizon. And then for Tolly's boarding, I have a quick button here so that I can commence the boarding after the prelim load sheet has arrived, or basically when I start the flight. So that's pretty much it, I guess. It's a usable setup. It's not perfect by any measure, but I really do love to fly with this setup now that the screens are in front of me and everything is in correct position relative to how they would be in the real plane. The pedestal and throttles and all of this is slightly unrealistic because these would be slightly further back, and then obviously the entire pedestal is built slightly differently, so that will come when it comes. So that's it for now.